Welcome. My name is Emma. I'll start today off with a cleanse. We can take a deep breath. Lovely. I'm just gonna go put this down. I'm just wearing my boyfriend's shirt today, so not much of a fit check, but I feel comfy cute. Today, I want to talk about what keeps us in our cycles. You know, I've talked about ego almost in all my videos. The root of it is like, heal yourself. But why do we get stuck to these cycles in the first place? So it all starts when, you're a little kid, you first start learning things, and every time you experience something new, you make a memory with it. And if it's a good or bad memory, the next time that thing comes up, you will already know how to react based on the last experience you already had. This goes on for years and years and years and years, and then eventually you have your life, and then you have your personality, and you have who you are, and you have your beliefs, and you base what you are on everything you know, every memory you have, everything that's ever happened to you. And so when you're an adult and you're faced with certain situations, you search through every single memory you have and to be able to react the way that you think you should be reacting in this moment. So that's why it can be hard when you leave a toxic situation or you go into a toxic situation and you don't know how to break out of the past ways that you've been. You might not be with a toxic ex anymore. It might have been years already, but you're with your new partner and they do something that triggers you and you react how you would have then, instead of realizing that you're safe and that you're not in danger and that you don't have to have that same wall up that you used to. Of course, ego plays a big part in keeping your cycles in loop because your ego never wants you to be wrong. Your ego believes that it's protecting you by staying the same and having the same guards up. Ego can't handle the fact that it might be you that's keeping you in the same cycle. It wants to keep you blind to realizing that you are the problem. You are the source of why this cycle keeps happening. The ego wants to keep you in a loop. Every action, every reaction, every decision, every thought, every feeling has been pre-programmed into you by everything surrounding your life. You have never gotten the chance to decide who you want to be. You have never been given the chance to explore you without certain judgments that you grew up with, certain imbalances. Maybe you were scared of certain things, or you grew up where you were lacking some sort of anything, so you believe and you live in fear of not having that thing for the rest of your life. Or on vice versa, you even reject it. I started doing this Hawaiian exercise. I do not remember what it's called. It's a long word. I know it starts with an H, but I watched this video. And if you have a problem and you repeat this to yourself: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and you project it to yourself, you think of it as towards you, it will kind of erase the thing in you that is keeping you in this cycle when the problem arises. Because by saying that saying, you are taking accountability and realizing that it is you who is the problem. You know that you have to forgive yourself and that you have to love yourself and that you have to just feel okay with what's happening, but know it is you, so you're able to carry on next time and react differently. It kind of like wipes out the memory that was holding that reaction for you. I watched a video on it, and I don't know if I remember how everything goes exactly, but the man in the video said that there is the I. And this is the very start of anything, the very start of your life. It's just the very beginning. It is the I am. It is the inspiration. It is the freedom. It is your life force. And then there's the superconscious, the subconscious, and the conscious mind. And what happens when the problem arises and you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, it sends it up to the superconscious. And it's your awareness, it's your spiritualness, and without your knowledge, it kind of goes, oh, okay, so you're the problem for this. And then it sends that down to the subconscious, and then you have like reprogrammed your mind. And then now you can subconsciously react when the situation has been given to you. Now, I don't know much about that, but I started practicing it because I watched that video and I was like, well, why not? There's no bad consequence of me trying this. And so many people have said that this is a very, very powerful, most transformative way in their spiritual journey, and I would say that it really does work. It really does help. It makes you feel grounded, and just because you reacted like that, even if that whole like setting up to the subconscious and the superconscious and all that, even if that isn't 100% accurate to what is truly happening, you have at least brought awareness of it in that moment. So next time you can recall the last time you had that awareness, and you can go, okay, do I really want to react like this? Do I want to do something different here? Last time I did, so how can I explore differently? Like I was saying earlier, you have always been told how to be you. You have never been able to just explore without judgment and find yourself freely. We are literally domesticated as children, taught who to be from our families, instead of just finding ourselves in our own way. By healing your emotional body, by reprogramming yourself, by actively putting awareness on all the things that aren't truly you, that they are other people who have influenced you in your lives, you are able to step into freedom. You are able to explore yourself freely without judgment. Even if others are judging you, you don't judge yourself and you don't judge others, so you are okay with making a mistake, with doing something wrong. But you also have the awareness that there is no such thing as right and wrong. You are just doing as you are. You might want to do it better, but in that moment it is perfect. It is not wrong, it is perfect. It is how it is supposed to be for that very moment. It may be able to get better, but it is already perfect because the moment was supposed to be like that. Think about it. There's this whole entire universe and everything works in such complex ways. Do you think they really have a room for coincidences, for not perfection? Whoever created this, whatever is going on up there, nobody truly knows. Do you think they really have the time for things to not go well? They know everything. They control it all. I love how I say that they probably don't have the time, but time doesn't exist to them. So the next time that you have a moment where you don't react the way that you might have wanted to, don't be harsh on yourself. Don't beat yourself down and say, oh, why did I do that? How could I ever do that? Realize that that reaction came from years of judgment, years of domestication, years of people telling you that you are wrong, that you are bad, that this isn't good, that that isn't good, that you should be doing something different, and so many conflicting opinions, you don't even know which one to follow. And maybe you had a bad situation with somebody else and reacted that way, and that's why that came up. Realize that sometimes you don't have control over the moment, but you can have awareness afterwards, and then that's where you can put the self-love. That's where you can put the compassion. That's where you can go, it's okay, but I will do differently next time. And then next time, make sure to pause. Make sure to think. A lot of the time I thought that like pausing in your sentence or not knowing what to say would be bad, but you're allowed to pause. You're allowed to think before speaking. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to think of many different things in the very moment before speaking, and then react based on your heart. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.